Is it time that Ryan Day realizes Brown should not be the backup quarterback?
Oh, Eric, I realized that about week 3. Uh, he just, I feel like he and Lincoln Keenholz are in the same boat at this point. Um, these are two guys. I think both have talent. I think these guys would be great MAC quarterbacks. I think these guys would be great FCS quarterbacks. These guys, even though they may have in Brown's case, the right leadership mentality, I think, in many ways, the skill set just isn't there to be at an elite Power Four program. I just don't see it. Uh, I think it's time that, and honestly, I think one of the I'm not so sure that Ryan Day isn't giving Brown a series here and there as almost like a tryout for other teams.
That's not smart. If that's the motivation, that's not smart. Uh,
Um,
Ryan Day has no loyalty to other football teams.
no, he doesn't.
None. That is not his job. His job is not to help out other Division 1
But
football
he
teams.
does have a twisted sense of loyalty towards players at times, I think,
I wouldn't say twisted. I wouldn't call it
or
twisted.
overly exuberant.
But his job is to make sure he wins football games at Ohio State.
Correct, which is what I've been saying all year.
And what happens if Will Howard goes down? God forbid, but what if he does?
We should be playing the guy who's going to be the legitimate number 2,
That's my point.
whether that is saying, whether that is,
Aaron Nolan,
I still don't know why we haven't seen Aaron Nolan, and this frustrates me to no end. Um, of all the quarterbacks in the spring game, I thought he looked best.
I did too. I did too. And
Um,
listen, I know everybody talking about Julian Sane, right? Like he's the heir apparent. I don't
Aaron's Michael just handed him that job, Eric.
know. And St. Clair ain't either. St. Clair ain't coming
No,
here to just not try.
no.
Um, so the thing about it is next year we're gonna have all off season talk about this. By the way, like
And I'm sure it'll be an every week conversation. Who's the quarterback going to be?
yeah, David Greenshield. Will it be a real quarterback competition between Nolan and Sane? I hope so.
And
I hope
again,
so.
like you mentioned, I wouldn't leave Sinclair out of that mix either. I mean, it's rare that you get a quarterback ready to step in and start as a freshman, but the kid's special, and he could push these guys. And you could be looking at something where he might pass one of these guys. Um, but for me, I'm very disappointed we haven't got to see more of a sample size of Aaron Nolan. I think
We haven't
he
got to see any sample size
right,
this season. It
right.
was all in the
It,
spring game, and it was great.
it
And
was, and
and
I think he
yeah,
runs the RPO better than any quarterback we got, with the exception of maybe Will Howard. But a lot of that is surely because of Howard's size
um,
um,
and listen, this
and
isn't. I'm not.
experience.
I'm not bashing Brown. Please don't take this the wrong way. Love the kid's spirit. I
Yes,
love his competitive
yes,
spirit is contagious. Like
it is.
the whole burn the boats thing last year was fantastic. And gosh darn it, it sickens me that he got hurt in the bowl game and really didn't get a fair
I,
chance to let it out.
I wanted
Get
to
you
see
know.
him have his shot. I did, but it, I just the more I see it, the more I don't feel it.
So but I almost felt like this past Saturday was almost like Ryan Day saying, "This is your last chance."
Yeah, I think it
And
was the
if it
passing of the torch. Look at how little he was in there.
and if it was, it it was a whimper. It was
Well, yeah,
not
what
good.
0 of 1 passing and rushing. He only got 2 yards on 3 carries, I think.
Yeah, and David Grinshill brings up an interesting. He looks like a little boy. He
Yeah,
looks young. He looks now again. who am I? Like I've never played quarterback, so like look at me. They were never going to let me play quarterback. So that wasn't in the cards for me. So who am I to look at someone? But he looks so young.
But he
Uh,
does have skill. He does have skill. Um, and man, the kid's got guts. I'll give him that. Um,
I think it was Corey made a tweet that said after the game was basically like, guys, this proves that Kyle McCord actually was head and shoulders better than Brown. And I was like,
yeah,
yeah, I think
kind of
you're right.
does.
I think you were right about that. Um, but anyways, I just thought it was interesting given what we saw in the second half. If this was Ryan Day saying, I'm going to give you one more shot in a game, if that was it, uh, you know what? I would love to see him go to Utah. I mean, he played high school ball in Utah. And by the way, do you know who his high school coach was?
Joe Germain, wasn't it?
Joe Germain. Yeah, former Buckeye, Joe Germain. And he was a big get. He was committed to USC, I
He,
think, and decommitted from USC, came to Ohio State. So at the time, it was a big win, and we were excited about him, but it just wasn't in the cards, man. I just don't see it. Yeah,
it's funny,
exactly,
Eric.
Steely Matt.
You, me, and Aaron, all three were higher on Devin Brown than we were on Quinn Ewers. If you look back at some of our old shows
On Quinn Ewers?
on Quinn Ewers, because we
Oh,
this
his
is
high school film.
yeah,
Yeah, Aaron was never high on Quinn Ewers' high school film, ever, ever. He did not like Quinn Ewers' high school film at
just to prove
all.
that even the brightest among us you know, might have been wrong.
But, but I will say, Aaron, um, Aaron was Aaron.
9 out of 9.5 times he's going to be right when he's breaking
Yeah,
down film. Though,
he told me Julian Saint's high school film was legit, and I was like, and he was like, no, Eric, it's legit, and
yeah,
so, and then he came in and did what he did and last winter, so and got the coach's attention.
I don't know if
Colton
you,
Weaver says, I also think Day will tell Brown to transfer. I don't. Why would you tell someone to transfer? I mean, I think he'll say, here's what I foresee for you, young
yeah.
man. Like you're never gonna be more
Here's
than a
yeah,
legitimate
third string,
backup. But I'm going to give these other guys the opportunity. I think he'll be honest with them. And if that leads to him transferring, I don't think Ryan Day's going to stand in his way, obviously.
right?
But I don't think he goes up to him and says, "Kid, time to hit the portal." I don't think that's Ryan Day's mentality. Um so, and you know what? If he loves Ohio State and he wants to be a Buckeye, we're going to love the guy.
Yeah,
I mean, shoot, we talked about it not that Justin Zwick. I mean,
yeah,
he's literally kind of Justin Zwick
really.
in
You
a
know what
way.
though? I y- y- I don't know if I agree with that. I think Zwick was actually better than what better
But
than what
Brown,
Brown is. Um, Zwick just had the misfortune of having a Heisman Trophy winner on the team with him.